And click this right here. That goes so high. You're on this screen right there. People think about
Select it to you can share.
Oh, at the bottom?
Yeah,
right?
you can click share.
Yeah.
It'd be ready to go.
it. All right, fantastic. Everything you can probably go ahead and go. So this is all right. And then you scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. They right there. Fantastic. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first coordinator meeting for the corporate days. I want to thank everybody who's been able to come in attendance and make it here. It's great to see you all in person. We have close to 40 people attending virtually, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. This is the first time that we've done a hybrid virtual in-person corporate days meeting. Usually this room is a lot busier than what people in here, but I think the fact that we have 40 people all attending virtually goes to show that that is something that people want, something that is convenient for people, and we do want this to be as convenient as possible for all the company coordinators. We know how much work this is for you as the company coordinators to go through to put this on for your businesses, for your companies. We want to make this as meaningful and as convenient and easy for you as possible, which is why we have these meetings, which is why my contact information is readily available as possible, which is why we brought in also some other speakers and presenters to help communicate how best they organize teams for the games. So for those who don't know, hello, my name is Tyler Nelson. As of the last corporate games, I was the recreation coordinator, working under the originator of the corporate games, who was Eric Burton. Eric Burton has since retired, and I've stepped into his role as a supervisor. And then filling my previous role as the coordinator is Lauren Chumley, who unfortunately couldn't make it here tonight. She'll be here for the next one. But joining me today as well, we've got some wonderful staff people here to help out. So wouldn't mind all please stand up and come to the room.
Amicus, thank you all for being here. Very excited for this year, 2024.
My name's Alex. Been here for 15 years. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Here you go.
My name is Brad, and I'm here just to help you guys out.
So everyone here knows Global Analysis. They've been in the games forever. You know, for a very long time, they have so much knowledge about the games. And that's why I asked them to be here as well. If for whatever reason, you have a question, whatever, busy, so feel free to reach out to them. They're going to be at all of the events. They're super friendly and helpful. They love the games. They keep going back. So they love interacting with the teams and meeting the people and just seeing the growth of the games as well. And then we're bringing in a lot of new staff as well, who we can't wait to show the games to get them excited as well. Every year, we have projects that help us out, and then they all move on to eventually do other things with their lives. But every year, they all ask me, when are the games coming back? Because we want to help out with the games. So it's a really great experience just knowing that we can provide this atmosphere not only to you, but even to our own staff of, you know, welcomeness and accepting, and just fun competition. Everyone really enjoys being a part of it. So right now, we're going to do some shameless self-promotion. Bradley, if you wouldn't mind, please go ahead and play this video right down there. Go ahead and make it big, please.
Today, as you can see, we have 72 companies, we did 25 bids worldwide. We see the value of the corporations. We have today's CEO, general managers, presidents of companies, and then for the nominal fee, they're seeing their employees have a great time. This continues on when they go back to work. Together, a team, against each other, compete against each other, with each other. I mean, really.
I've had several people come up to me today asking me how their companies can get involved. First thing to do is call the City of Ventura or go to the Corporate Games website.
Think about it. Go ahead, next out of that. Just press escape.
You did it.
Why is it doing that? That's weird. Okay, there we go. All right, it's just, okay, we're gonna go back to recording. Or no,
Share.
yeah.
All right, so apparently go ahead and scroll up around it, please. Thank you. So apparently my noise is being muffled on the computer. I'm going to try and stand closer to the laptop. Hopefully it comes across a little bit clearer. And I'll save anyone who's watching from having to see my face the entire time.
We have feedback. The audio is perfect now.
Oh,
so
fantastic,
thank you.
good. All right. So Bradley, if you wouldn't mind just going down to the Word document that I have open, please. Not that one. Do I still open?
Oh, it doesn't look like, sorry, give me a second here. Save it. Okay, oh, that's because it's in there. There we go. Okay, cool.
Everybody, I do apologize. I meant to get in here earlier, but I was not feeling fantastic today, so I did miss a lot of time, but I'm still trying to make it through this meeting, so. So really quick, so brief history of the games. The games originally started in 1989, which, now dating myself, that was the year I was born, so the games technically are older than I. It originally started with just a simple one-day event at the beach by my predecessor, Eric. He brought the program with him from Ohio. And just started super, like I said, super small, and just recruited some companies that said, yeah, we want to have like basically a fun beach day, and fun competition, build camaraderie with our company, and it kept growing and growing and growing to what it is now. To right in 2019, we had about 80 companies competing in 26 different events over the course of the month. That started with, a giant opening ceremonies at Community Park in March, and then ended with a, giant closing ceremonies at Harbor Cove Beach in May. And then that was in 2019, and then 2020 happened. I don't think I need to go into details specifically about what happened in 2020, but we were dedicated to bringing the games back as best we could. Based on timing, we decided to try to switch it into the fall in 2021. Very small, very reduced. We only had 20 businesses return, but we could tell that was something that people wanted to see again. So we decided to bring it back again in 2022 in the fall. And then we overshot expectations. We were expecting maybe 40 businesses, and we had 60 some come back. Clearly, this is something people wanted. People really wanted to be a part of it. They enjoyed the games. They enjoyed building camaraderie and spending time with their businesses. Networking, it's a great opportunity for everyone involved. And then the biggest feedback we got after 2022 was fall is really tough. The sun goes down early. Suppose there's just a lot more going on. We have more limited field space in fall to run events and programs. And what we found was, since that, more spaces indoors we were getting access to, so were all the other organizations and businesses and events that had been delayed. So we were competing for indoor space for a lot of our programs with other, outside programs and events. So then we took that feedback. We decided, spring is the right time for this. You get more daylight. There's just, less going on. We get to have more outdoor weeknight events because we have the sun until much later in the afternoon. Weather's better. Everyone wants to go to the beach in May. It's a great time to go. And so after figuring out how it would work with logistics, we decided that we were going to bring it back in the spring of 24. And now moving forward, our plan is to keep it in the spring. A lot of people have been asking, you know, did we miss it in the fall? And it's like, no, you didn't miss it. It's still coming. We're just going to make it bigger. We're going to promote something even like bigger than it was before. Our goal is to get it back to where it was before. If we can, that'd be great. If not, that's totally okay. But we know what we've achieved in the past. And that's always going to be our goal, is to get back to those heights. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to go through is, so this is, I know a lot of the returning teams probably are pretty experienced with this. You understand how registration works, how selecting events works, but I'm going to go a little bit slower for the newer teams. Bradley, if you don't mind going back to the web browser. And click on registration, please. Thank you, and go ahead and click on registration. So this is our registration form. A lot of people look at this form and it scares them. And that's okay. We understand it can be imposing, especially if it's your first time seeing this. My clicker here, and I apologize to anybody who is attending virtually. You're not going to see what I'm clicking at. I'm going to do my best to explain what I'm doing though. At the top here, we just need your information. And this is going to be your information as the company coordinator. We want to know who to contact for any information, for whenever we need to tell you something, we want to know who to send the information to. So even if you're just attending for somebody else, you should put their contact information. So if you're attending for somebody else, please make sure to put their information down. If there's an emergency, if we need to change something, I want to know who I need to call to fix the issues. Scrolling down, the next thing we're going to notice here is this selection of events. This is going to decide your division that you're placed in is going to be what determines how many events you can select. A lot of people ask questions about this because it can be variable. You know, who counts as an employee? We get that question a lot, and there's a lot of nuance to how we answer this question. The really rough estimates are if you're a small, and the reason we do this is because we want teams or businesses of similar size competing against each other. We've had businesses before with 12 employees in Ventura sign up for the games before, and they've said, do we have to compete against Amgen? And no, they're not going to have to compete against Amgen. Amgen has, how many would you say, employees?
More than I even know.
Just in Ventura County?
Yeah, I would say so.
So our goal is to try to pair businesses and corporations into similar sizes so they're able to be more competitive. We understand, obviously, there are going to be special exceptions. I know the Oxnard Unified School District recruited a track athlete from UCLA last year to crush everybody at a 5K. One of your teachers was a track star from UCLA.
Oh.
Yeah, and had one of the fastest 5K times I've ever seen, not just for the corporate games.
Wow.
Yeah, that's you.
I love some Bill.
But we do ideally we want businesses to be competing against teams of similar size. So there's at least across the entire spread of events, there is more fair competition. 10 to 100 employees is going to be Division D. You're going to have 8 events. C is going to 101 to 250. B is 251 to 500, and then A is 500 plus. This is also going to determine how many events you can sign up for. The only divisions that can sign up for multiple teams in any event are going to be Division A businesses. We do understand, I know, especially for the Division B companies, you're going to have a lot of people that want to play, especially smaller events like pickleball. You're probably going to have a lot of people that want to play pickleball. It's blowing up right now. You're probably going to have a lot of people that want to play mini golf. It's a very small event and it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, though, we do have a schedule to keep. We do need to be able to maintain, some kind of standard that we can reflect to keep everything appropriate. So we do ask that you send preferably your best competitors for each one of these events. One thing that a lot of businesses will come to me and ask is like, how do we, choose who gets to go play table tennis? And then for a lot of businesses, it's as well, once you release the schedule, you send whoever can go. But a lot of businesses as well will host their own in-house tournaments. And that's something that we really enjoy with the corporate games. We think it helps bring people together. It's not just a tournament that you go to for one day and leave and never talk to anyone again. It's actually a good opportunity to meet people that you're working with to actually build that team. So you actually spend time working together. I myself play basketball with people on our city basketball team. These are people in engineering and streets who I'd never interact with, but I get to because we all play basketball together. And we never would have done that if not for the corporate games bringing us all together. I know I've talked with other businesses as well that plan on hosting their own cornhole tournament to decide who's going to compete for their business in the cornhole event. So I like to remind people that it is competitive. It's competitive as much as you want to put into it. So if you really want to go for the win, like I know some businesses will be, you can host your own tournaments to determine who's going to go. If you're really more into it just for, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the working together, you can bring a bunch of people. We're not going to restrict the number of people who can come and cheer you on. We just do have limits on the number of people that will be competing in each event. And I will be showing you how to find that later today. So scroll down just a little bit, please, Bradley. Thank you. So registration and this registration form and pay, they operate differently. We can take one without the other, and it doesn't really matter what order they come in, as long as we get both before March 1st. And even then, there's still a little bit of wiggle room. Like I said, we try and be very accommodating to businesses so that you feel comfortable, communicating to your businesses what's going to happen. So if you've communicated with myself or Lauren and said, hey, we're trying to figure this out, like we don't know if we'll have enough time to get it done, please just let us know, give us an idea so we know what to expect from you moving forward. But if you know exactly what events you're going to sign up for, you can send this form to us and then you can write the check later. Or if you don't know what events you want to sign up for, but you want to be in, you can call in and pay. You can call me, you can call our front desk, you can come in person and pay. We accept check, cash, credit card, whatever is most convenient for you, you can pay already, and then you can send in your events later once you have a better idea of what teams you're going to have. And especially after we release the very, very tentative schedule, and I say a lot of berries in front of that, and I say very loud for a reason, it will kind of help people determine what events they are more likely to be able to participate in. Moving over here to the right, we have all of the list of events right here. Scroll just a little bit, please, Bradley. Scroll.
That's it. So there is. Oh.
Thank you. Yeah. So you can see here, just clarifying the rules, Division A companies can select up to 2 events for anything. Division A companies, and I'm going to also reiterate this for every company as well. You do not have to participate in all of the events that you've signed up for. All right. A lot of businesses have already told me that in Division C, that they can't come to 12 events. That's totally okay. There is no penalty for not signing up for all of your events. We ask you just to be as honest as possible so that when we make a schedule, there aren't going to be forfeits, that you have an idea of what teams you're going to be putting together. That said, if anything changes, please let us know. You have until March 1st to make any changes to your registration. Once you send it in, it's not locked. We can adjust if something changes for you. And we are happy to do that. We want you to be comfortable. Let's see here. For any Division B, C, and D company, you're going to select the events you want with the 1 option. The 2 option, though, we want you to select possible backup events. You see this note here that says all events subject to change based on availability.
Not every event runs in every division. This is because some divisions, just based on how many teams sign up or what events are most popular, they may not run every event. For instance, it's been quite a while since we've done table games for Division D. You think it's table games, you only need a few people for it. It's going to have a lot of people sign up for it. But really surprisingly, most of the Division D companies, they like the big team events. And I think that's because their offices tend to be a little bit smaller, a little more tight-knit, and they all want to do something together. So it's been a long time since we've done Division D table games. But that doesn't mean you can't still select it. Then if it doesn't go, we will reach out to you to let you know. Unfortunately, we only had 3 teams sign up. That's not enough for a competition. We're going to select one of your backup events. And that's when we use the 2s for any B, C, or D companies. So please use the 2s. Find out what you would take if one of your other events can't run. The majority of the events run, but just in case, some of them do not all the time. And then everybody participates in tug of war. Once again, you do not have to participate, but this is a very fun one. Every team is automatically signed up for it, and we do a giant tug of war contest at the end of Corporate Games, May 4th at Harbor Cove Beach. And it's a blast. You see everybody show up, and it's like the final competition. And last year, it decided the champion for, was it also Division AB or?
Yeah.
It was, okay.
Yeah, and you actually have a picture of our team
I do.
right before our media got a call from his wife
And he
and we lost.
So the highs and lows of the Corporate Games. It determined, so the tug of war at the end of everything determined the championship for the Division AB last year and Division C last year. So you can show up and you can dominate the tug of war, you still have a really good chance to compete. And the last thing we have right now here is what we call the Team Unity Award. So Corporate Games is kind of 2 different competitions. There's the overall championship, the big trophy that we give to the team that has the most points from the competition events. Then we have a second trophy that we give. It's called the Team Unity Award, and it was given out in honor of a former City of Ventura part-time employee named JD Probosco. Did you 2 ever work with him? Okay. So he was a former City of Ventura employee, part-time, who unfortunately passed away because of a very rare blood disorder in his mid-20s. But he loved the Corporate Games, and his mindset was always get out there and play. Like, he just loved seeing people come together and having fun. So what we do is we have a second award that we give out kind of to the team that shows great spirit, great energy, and shows that they can give back to the community and give back to the games as well. It comes in these 4 events are going to make you eligible for the Team Unity Award, a community service project, which is your company can organize your own community service project. This is not a competition. The community service project is whatever you can give back to the community. We ask that you track employees and track hours and take photos, but it's not like, you had 500 people compete, all give 300 hours, you're going to get this many points. This can be as simple as doing a beach cleanup, a canned food drive. We just want to know that you're giving back to the community. Photo contest, we love seeing photos of our events. They're great for promotion, they're great fun. Everybody likes going back and seeing what they've done after the events are over. So if you send us those photos, you'll be in the contest. Once again, and that's actually a separate contest that we give out. We give prizes to the best photos that we get. So we want to see good photos. T-shirt design contest. Dave in the back will be able to give us a little bit more about T-shirt designs and all that. But if you're going to design a T-shirt for the Corporate Games, everyone likes it because when you show up, everyone's wearing the same shirt. Really good for our events like basketball, where, you know, there's two teams on the court at the same time. If everybody just shows up wearing whatever shirt they want to, our referees have a really hard time telling who's on what team. So when everyone has the same shirt, it makes it really easy for them. But it's also cool. You're all taking photos at the end of the day. You're all wearing the same shirt. You're all sweaty and gross. You're holding up your medals if you win one. Really cool for looking back on it and showing everybody what you won over the weekend. And I'm going to tell you right now that I've had many companies tell me that Monday, after like a full weekend of corporate games, they have a big like company, like basically press release or meeting where they all talk about the events they participated in, how they did, like they show off all their photos and anything they won. So it's a really good way to bring everybody together. And the last one is our sand sculpture contest. Same day as the tug of war, May 4th, our closing ceremonies. We have we send everybody out to the beach, or if you want to, and you get to build a sandcastle using this year's theme to try and put together the best sandcastles. And then we also have people come and judge your sandcastles and give out prizes for the sandcastles. So you can win even more medals just for the sandcastles. And once again, you don't need to win any of those things to be eligible for the Team Unity Award. We just want to know that you're participating in all of them. Brandon, can we please go back to the agenda for the Word document? Thank you. Okay, go back to the browser, please.
Tyler, is the games, is that the final event? All the events, is that final list?
Yes. Yes, that is a final list.
Which one?
Go ahead and go to the one on the far right, and team sideline one. Oh, no, the one more. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay. So returning teams are going to know this website really well. Any teams who've had any experience with our adult sports leagues are going to know this website really well. This is called Team Sideline. Right now, all of our information is stored on our City of Ventura Corporate Games webpage. Once the games start, this is going to be your bread and butter. This is where you're going to want to go to find all of the information you need about corporate games. Right now, we're doing promotion for our adult sports leagues, which start in the middle of February. But after that, we're going to convert that all to corporate games. And right now, we're going to show you how to find your team's schedules. So scroll down a little bit, please, Bradley. So right now, we're hovering over here under Fall 22 on the left here under schedules. Any event that you sign up for, you're going to see over here on the left, or if it doesn't have a bracket schedule, you're going to see a schedule separate for it somewhere else on this page. Go ahead and click, please, Bradley. What all of these are is these are links to your schedules. Go ahead and click AB, please. Okay, thank you. And then, so this is where all the information for each individual event is stored. So you as company coordinators, when you have your teams that you know you've signed up for, what you're going to do is you're going to find team captains for all of your different events. And you're going to say, hey, the schedules are coming out on this day. This is the website you need to go to find your schedule. Here we have the events, the division, the location, the address, and the dates for each event posted right at the top. Okay, as we scroll down, we're going to see the actual schedule. We did not do a phenomenal job last year, unfortunately, of keeping track of scores. We had 4 or 5 different basketball games going on at once. It's a lot to keep track of. We also were keeping track of forfeits versus not forfeits. It can be a lot to keep track of. We are going to work better about reporting the actual scores. I know people want to see the scores, and that's always our goal, to report them as much as possible. But as you scroll down, you see the day your game is scheduled for, the time. The game this is round 1, game 1. That's not super important. That's just to let you know what round we're in. That's more on our end. Then it's going to tell you who the home team is, who the away team is. You'll be able to post your scores, and then the location. Now, the nice thing is that you click the location, it will bring up a map of where that location is. So for some of our more obscure events, such as volleyball, which is at Limoneira Ranch, if you're not exactly sure where it is, You can click on that and it'll bring up a map of the ranch. If you're not sure if you're at Camino Real Park or Community Park, it will open it up to show you where those parks are. Unfortunately, it won't show you specifically if you're on field 1 versus field 3. It will just take you to the park. But everything is pretty well labeled once you're there. And then we also have our wonderful staff right at check-in for everyone who are more than happy to help you get to where you need to go. Go ahead and go back. Right. Oh, sorry, oh, yeah, perfect, thank you. So go ahead and keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down. And then this is the fun one for everybody. So this is what everybody likes to look at. This is the bracket to determine how all of our events work. The majority of our events are single elimination brackets. I know it would be a lot of fun to do, you know, full tournaments, double elimination, pool play, all that. Those are very time intensive. We do offer other opportunities for the people who really want to, you know, spend time playing more of our events. We offer adult sports leagues for those who really want to play more of the sport. Trade Desk has had a basketball team with us for years. Raypack has had softball teams with us for years. So that's a team that always competes in corporate games. And then they wanted to get better at corporate games, so they kept signing up in our adult sports leagues to get more practice so that they can be more competitive. The Oxford Union School District, a bunch of your teachers are in our kickball leagues because they want to win. So that's what we encourage people. If you want to get the extra practice, if you enjoyed this little taste of this sporting event, join one of our adult sports leagues so you get the opportunity to get more practice in, so you can compete more and keep building that camaraderie. That's for the majority of our events, our single elimination tournament brackets. Some of our events are more scratch style, which is just everybody shows up, or sorry, not scratch style. I forget the term for it right now, but everybody shows up right now. We assign the times ahead of time, and then you just go. So bowling, everybody just gets a lane assignment. Everyone shows up at the same time. You bowl. Then when everybody's done, we just figure out whoever has the highest score. Golf, everybody shows up at the same time. Everybody starts at the same time. So those aren't single elimination brackets. You're going to be competing for the entire time. For our single elimination brackets, though, you do need to be wary that sometimes events happen over the course of multiple days. So we see here in this one, I'm not sure how well, I'm not sure how well I can see. Was it 1023 right there? 2021?
Yeah, 23.
23. So 1023, 1023. The next day was 1024, and then the finals were in 1027. Ideally, we like to get people in and out as quickly as possible. However, based on our field space, we do need to spread things out sometimes. It's not optimal. It's not what we try and do. We try and keep divisions on as few days as possible, but there's only so much we can do. So when you're looking at your schedules, when you're pushing these events to your teams, make sure you're putting together a big team of people. You don't want to go bare bones. You don't know when someone's available on a Monday and a Tuesday, but available on a Thursday. And then it's like, okay, we're playing on Monday and Thursday. And it's like, great, you're there Monday and they're your best player and they're not there on Thursday. So you're going in for the gold and now you're out in the semis. So just make sure when you're putting your teams together, you're putting together big teams. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and go back to this agenda, please.
The document.
Yes. All right. So we already talked about the team event. Okay. So a lot of people also ask when the games are hosted. The majority of outdoor events are all going to be on the weekends. We want to take advantage of the sunlight. We want to take advantage of the beautiful field up here in Ventura. So your softball, your soccer, your kickball, your flag football, those are all going to be outside, usually almost always on the weekends. There might be a rare instance where one's going to end on a weeknight. But for your weeknight schedules, we're going to start anywhere from 8 a.m. and it could potentially go as late as 8 p.m. We want to avoid that as much as possible, but just based on how many people sign up for each event, it may go that late. Our goal, because like I said before, these aren't designed to be, you know, solo sport tournaments. We don't want to keep people there too long. Our goal isn't to keep anyone there for a 12-hour day. I'm sure there will be people for your businesses who love softball that much, but it is hard to get, 12 plus people who all love softball that much. So our goal is to get to keep your daily schedules condensed as much as possible. For any weeknight events, everything's going to start after 6 p.m. We understand that, people are working usual general business hours. We try not to start at 6 p.m. We know that can be tough for people, especially for events that are, farther away. We know we have a lot of businesses coming from Thousand Oaks or Simi Valley coming to Ventura. There are some events that are going to be in Thousand Oaks, Simi Valley, laser tag and axe throwing. So it's hard for people coming from Ventura. We do understand it can be difficult. We try and schedule, if you're coming from a further distance away, we try and schedule you a little bit later to give you a little bit more time. We do our best. It's very difficult with all the different teams that sign up. If there are huge issues, please let us know and we'll do what we can to resolve them. We talked about the team unity events. Waivers, right now, unfortunately, the waivers aren't on the website. I will have them up early next week. That was something I wanted to do today, but I was not feeling well, so I spent most of the day at home with my dog, which was delightful. Thanks for asking. Everybody who participates has to sign one of our City of Ventura smart waivers. These are online. They will be online early next week. You only need to sign it once. You do not need to sign it once for each event. Everybody who participates only needs to sign it once. Back in 2022, we also made QR codes to access the waivers virtually and put them on the table at registration. So you can have somebody say, hey, I just heard about the corporate games. Can I actually show up and play? You can say, yeah, go ahead and show up. Take a photo of the QR code. It will take you to the website when you are there to check in. Then you can sign up. Then you can sign the waiver and you can play. A lot of businesses as well, for whatever reason, it might be a little bit more difficult for them to collect them virtually. So they actually print out a document of it and they have everyone sign it in person. And then they turn it into us. That's totally okay as well. Whatever works best for you as the coordinator is totally fine with us. Once we have that link up, you can just send out an email to everyone who wants to participate. Say, hey, if you're thinking about participating in the games, follow this link. It takes less than 5 minutes to fill out in total. And like I said, only one time for the entirety of the event. You do not need one separate one for each event. I know a lot of businesses have their own waivers they make people sign, and we don't regulate that. And there may be other events that you participate in that have a separate waiver from the event. The laser tag and axe throwing come to mind. There's a separate waiver you need to sign when you arrive. But those are all at the business, so you'll be able to. So anyone who signs up wants to participate in those will sign those waivers there. What is really, really, really important is that everybody who participates, when they arrive to participate, they need to check in with staff. They also need to show some evidence that they work for the business that they are there to represent. This kind of bleeds into the question of, who's an employee and who isn't an employee. It could be, I know a lot of businesses, they don't really do business cards. We have Trader Joe's participate every year. And a lot of their employees, they don't have business cards. So we try and be really, we try and work with businesses as much as possible. A lot of businesses will make their own corporate games business cards for everybody participating. But really the important thing that we need to see is that we have some kind of photo identification and we have something that matches your employee to your business. So we can take pay stubs and then a driver's license. That's totally okay. If you've got a business card with a picture on it, that's fine. If you've got a business card and then a photo ID, that's fine. A lot of businesses have these nice little badges that has my lovely face on it and my name and the company I work with. These are great. These are super easy to work with. But these are not the requirement. Whatever works best for you. We've seen it before where people have gone onto their company website and showed me, see, I'm on the company website. I work for the company. And we've said, we'll take it. Alex Poma, I don't know, what are some of the weirder ones you've seen?
I think, what's the profile link ones, like, what is it, LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, okay.
There's things that we get creative, making sure that making sure that everybody that comes can actually participate.
Yeah.
So we get creative, and every year will be something new. I'll take notes of this
Oh, yeah.
next year.
Yeah, so we've taken LinkedIn profiles before. Our goal is to get people playing sports. We want people playing sports. We want you to go out there and have fun. The reason we do this check though is because we want to prevent cheating. The corporate, it's as competitive as the corporate games is now, and was last year, as close as it got at the end. The corporate games, before I was in this position, before I started working with the city, was apparently much more competitive. And there were many accusations of cheating among some of the more competitive businesses. I don't know if we did checks back then or not. I'm not sure if this is when they got instituted. But this is basically so you can't call out a ringer who, my buddy was a semi-pro, baseball player. Let's just say he works for the city of Ventura, and he's going to play on our softball team. Doesn't work for us, but we're just going to say that he works for us so he can compete and he can, hit the ball, like hit a home run every time he goes up to bat. We want you to build camaraderie with the people you're working with. This isn't like I said, this is for you to build a family with your businesses, not just to win a trophy. It's cool to win a trophy. It feels much better when you've earned it. And so now this kind of brings to the question of what is an employee. We do have a requirement that employees, they can be full-time or part-time, but we do ask that they work at least 20 hours a week. This is not something that, we can really regulate. This is going to be on honor system. A lot of it is on honor system. But we're going to trust you in the spirit of the games, just to, be fair to those you're competing against, that they're also going to follow the same rules. A lot of companies ask me about contractors. We've got a lot of people who contract us who want to participate in the games. And there it gets a little bit nuanced, because some contractors, they are only contracting with that organization. Is it fair to exclude them from the games? In which case we tend to lean more like, oh, they're exclusive to your company, that's okay. But if your contractors are also contracting with other businesses that are participating in the games, we kind of need to draw the line there, because then at that point, you've got people who are competing for multiple different businesses in the corporate games, whether it be in the same division or not in the same division. We can't take the chance that, someone's on two different teams that could potentially be competing against each other. So if you have contractors who are contracting with other businesses in the corporate games, we do need to draw the line. If you do have any specific questions about, potential employees who could or could not be a part of the games, please feel free to ask me. We will, if I know the answer, I'm happy to answer it. If I don't know, I'll talk with Lauren, we'll talk it over, we'll figure out what works best for the situation that you're in. Anyone that you think would be eligible to compete in the corporate games is a part of your company size. This isn't just people who've said they want to play. You can have a business of 500 plus people, but only 30 people said they want to play. We're a Division D company. If you have 500 employees, you are a Division A company, because you have the ability to bring more people in that a smaller company would not. We do assess your size based on your maximum capacity, not your potentially expected turnout. All right, and then.
Did you mention that retirees are eligible?
Yes, thank you. Yes, retirees are eligible to participate. So for those of you who know Eric Burton, you will be seeing him. He will be playing as he retired from the city of Ventura. I would be surprised if you didn't see him on the golf course and the basketball court. Those are two of his loves, and very also likely pickleball as well. So those are some of his loves.
So question, in terms of being a 501c3 and a nonprofit, they do rely more on volunteers and people that work fewer than 20 hours a week. Could we just have them sign something that they will exclusively play for us?
So that seems like a very nuanced question. Would you mind just emailing me that question? Yeah, that'll work. And then, sorry, and I do want to mention one more thing. It can be unfortunate news to hear, but unfortunately, family members of employees are not eligible to participate with your business. This is for people who are working in your business, in your office. A lot of people do want to participate with their spouses. I know, especially for pickleball. I've had a lot of people say, like me and my wife, me and my husband, we want to play pickleball together. And I would say, only if they work for the same company as you. If not, you got to find somebody else to play with. Go ahead and go down to the browser. No, sorry, not yeah. Just, oh,
Which one?
sorry, just Chrome. Thank you, and then go to the third one from the left. And this next one here, I'm going to go through a little bit quickly, just because all of this is on our website. And I feel like I don't need to just read it out for you. You all have access to it. If there are specific questions, please feel free to email me. I will try to address the most frequently asked questions now. Scroll up a little bit, please. So right now, a lot of people ask me, everyone always asks me for two things, more than anything else. What are the rules? How many people got to participate, and when are events going to happen? And so the rules and how many people can participate, that one's great. Love answering that question. Go ahead and click on the rule book, please. So our rule book is right here, and it finally was. It's taken a little bit of time, but we finally got to the point where we like it, it's ready, it's presentable. You can probably print this out and keep it with you. And this is gonna have all the information you need about event-specific things. This is what you're going to want to send to any one of your team captains for any event to say, you're putting a darts team together. This is where you go to find the rules about darts. You're putting the 5K together. This is where you go to find information about the 5K. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit. Thank you. Here we have all of the events that we're hosting, who the hosts are, your contact for each one of them, and then the phone number that you're going to use to call them if you have any questions specifically about how the event will work. Go ahead.
Tyler, is that for this year?
This is for this year, correct?
Bocce.
Sorry, Rebecca? I guess it is not right. All right, go ahead and scroll down, please. Please update that. Okay, good idea. These are all of our locations. Let's see here. Bocce did make it onto this one. I made Bocce got onto this one. This is all the locations for all of our events and the events that are going to be at each one of those locations. You can see we've got kickball, softball, and soccer at Camino Real. We've got billiards at Six Billiards, laser tag and max throwing at laser tag at Stream, and those locations. Go ahead and keep scrolling down. Okay. This is how we award points. Returning teams will be a little more familiar. I'll go through this briefly. I know we do have some new teams. For every event you participate in, you have a chance to earn points. 8 points for if you win a gold medal, 6 for silver, 4 for bronze, 2 if you make it to the semifinals, but you don't win any more games after making it to semifinals. And then every team that participates gets 1 point. A no-show or a forfeit gets 0 points. So really do your best just to show up, because you'll still get a point that can go towards your team total. After the games are over, we take the total accrued points, based on how many first, second, third, fourths, fifths, etc. that you have. Whichever team has the most points receives the overall trophy. Some events get a little bit more nuanced. Our 5Ks, table tennis, table games, billiards. These are a little bit more nuanced because they are basically multiple rounds. So we offer men's singles, women's singles, and mixed doubles for table tennis. You can have, a rock star male table tennis player, and then but no lady. So you don't even have a mixed competitor. So your gold medal winning men's single player can still show up and compete and win a gold medal. And he's going to earn you 5, what we call placement points. However, if there's another team that doesn't have as good of of a team, but they've got a men's singles, a women's singles, and a mixed doubles. And if they get bronze in all three, they're going to earn 3 points for each one of their finishes, which is 9 points total. So they'll get 9 placement points, whereas your business would get 5 placement points. So they would finish above you, closer to getting the 8 total team points. Yeah. And then for the larger teams, this only applies for Division A teams. Since you do have multiple teams competing, I know we always get this with County, because I know County has a lot of Rockstar Cornhole players. If a Division A company has 2 teams finish in the top 4, unfortunately you do not, so let's say County gets gold and silver for Cornhole. Unfortunately, you do not get 14 total team points. You'll get 8 for your first place, and you'll get 2 additional for your second place. And then the third place team would get the next number of points down. And then we have some tiebreakers down.
They would get 6 then. That was-
No, because they only finished third. Sorry, so we'd skip second place basically. Yes. Then we have some tiebreakers here. These are all mainly specifically within events. So if, for instance, if 2 teams both finish with 12 placement points in table tennis, whichever team won more head-to-head matches will get the priority for those total points. Scroll down, please. This is more information about the Community Award. Feel free to, if all your photos that you've taken, please email them to CG Photo Contest or myself. Keep scrolling down. Same thing with t-shirt design. You can take a photo of your t-shirt and send it in. You can bring it into us. You can just have everybody wear it and bring it to one of the events and hand it off to us. A lot of teams also like to bring one to the final ceremonies and turn it in there. We do all of our voting for this after everything is finished.
We have the theme for it already?
Yes, we do. Oh, sorry. Yes. Our theme, thank you, is work together, win together. So that is our 2024 theme, work together, win together. So anything you do, your t-shirt design, your sand sculpture contest, we want it to be emblematic of our theme, work together, win together. Keep scrolling down, please. Okay. And so this is here the number of participants we have for each event. For every single one of our events, these numbers aren't hard locked. There is a little bit of nuance to each one of these events. And this is something that some of the events are a little bit more hard locked. For instance, let's say that you only have 4 people who want to bowl. That doesn't mean you cannot participate. It means you're only bowling with 4 people. You're not going to get a 5th score. It's going to be much harder to compete. But once again, the corporate games is more than just winning. It's about building camaraderie and teamwork. So those 4 people who are all bowling together, they can still go and have a great time. Maybe they're all rock star bowlers and you actually still can't win. I wouldn't hold it against anybody. I've seen some amazing bowlers for the corporate games. Some of our larger team events, like 6-a-side soccer, there are 6 people on the field at a time. We recommend having teams of at least 10 though, because people are going to get tired. They're going to want to sub out. For any event as well that's over multiple days, I would recommend you get bigger teams than normal, because what if, your rock star player can go on the first day but not the second day? You don't want to only have 6 people on the team, because now if they can't show up, you're playing with 5 people. It's going to make it a lot harder to play. So there is always going to be nuance to each one of these events. For events that have multiple rounds, so for instance, pickleball, I had to explain this question earlier. Pickleball is 2v2. You cannot switch participants out in between points or in between games, but if you win your first round match and somebody needs to leave, you can have a new person come in and continue to compete, so you do not have to forfeit. So you can swap people in and out in between rounds for many of our events. Keeps going down. And then the last thing I want to mention though is, or at least talk about, at least for here, the rule book is up on our website, so anyone can go and access it whenever they want to. The 5K is a little bit a little bit more interesting, just because you do need to pre-register for this one. So Bradley, can you click that link, please? Thank you. So you do need to register for pre-register for the 5K. This year, the 5K is going to be both in person and virtual. It's going to work as two separate 5Ks. So they're both going to have their own medals, but much like any other ones with placement points, we're going to use those placement points to determine who gets the overall team points. We did this because we've always done the 5K in person in years past. We were a little bit worried in 2021 about bringing it back with, potentially hundreds of people all running on one course at once. So we decided to make it virtual. A lot of people said we missed it being in person. So we said, okay, fine, we'll make it in person. And then when we said that, a bunch of people were like, oh, we actually liked it being virtual. So I said, you know what? You can have it all. You get to do both. So you can win points virtually and you can win points in person. The medals we give out are separate because we do understand that running your own 5K is going to be a big advantage to running a pre-set course. I know there are people who are just going to drive up to Ojai and they will run a 5K downhill all the way to Ventura. It's going to happen. I can't control that. Anything virtual or 5K, it is honor system. People ask me, what if somebody gets on a bike and they ride a bike for their 5K? Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. It is honor system. Our 5K in person though, that one we get to monitor. And that's why we have them set up as separate events with separate medals. So you can go run the course with everybody else, win your own gold medal, and not have to worry that somebody else is going to run from Ojai to Ventura and crush your time by 3 or 4 minutes because it's just a much faster course. Anyway, these dates are wrong. This has not been updated yet, but our 5K guy, Josh Spiker, he is in the process of updating it right now. All you're going to need to do is whoever is your coordinator for the 5K, they're going to have to sign up. They're going to have to create your team. Once they create your team, individuals can sign up. So the team needs to be created first through this website. Then after the team is made, you can have people sign up individually. Okay. Like I said, this website's link to be updated. This was from our last one, but the link is on our website. Go ahead and go back to the corporate games one more. Thank you. And so then the other thing I mentioned that everyone always asks me for is the tentative calendar. So to reward everybody who is here and attending virtually, I'm going to give you all access to the very, 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 very tentative calendar now. I say with all those varies because events change. Not everything is set in stone at the start. Events, dates, times, locations may change based on the availability of some of our sites, based on the weather, based on how many people sign up for an event. If we have too many people sign up for softball, we can't do it in one weekend. Now we're doing it over the course of 2 weekends. And you've got like I said, your rock star softball player says, I took my vacation that weekend. And then they, get mad at me because I rescheduled softball and I have to go back and say, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. We had to put the softball tournament somewhere. I'm sorry. So that's why we like to emphasize that it's very tentative. I've had a lot of people say, I want to schedule my vacations around when I can participate in the corporate games events. And we love that. I do love that. I do the same thing, except I don't take vacation during corporate games. I take my vacation after it's all said and done. So Bradley, all right, I'm gonna step in for this one, Bradley. I don't know where it is. So everyone who's participating, you will be able to see what our vague idea is. Oh, come on. Oh, that's because I'm gonna stop sharing here for a second. This is what everyone who is attending virtually, this is what happens when you're not here. You do not get to see the schedule. I'm joking. I will share the screen as soon as I have it up. All right, here we go. Okay. And the first thing that I do want to say, before I bring this up, and if it ever comes up, is I do want to apologize to our sponsors right now. I have their logos on our spreadsheet right now. I am not a graphic designer though. That is somebody else's job. Like I said today, unfortunately, I was not able to get this project finished and posted. So we'll be posted early next week with a graphic designer actually making it look nice. I am an administrator. I don't care how things look. I just want them to get done. I leave the fashion and the aesthetics to other people. So this will look nice next week. Right now, I know it does not look nice, and I apologize for that. So if you would scroll down, please, Bradley. So this is our very vague outline right now of our events. All of our, like I said, all of our bigger events are mainly going to be on weekends, with a few events, laser tag, darts, table games, going to be on weeknights after work hours. If you want specific, I can't really give specific dates for anything, but if there are specific events you're asking about, I can give you a timeline. So Bradley, if you want to scroll up, please. So for instance, we don't know exactly when basketball, indoor volleyball, or dodgeball are going to be, but we know we need to use the Ventura High School gyms. We know when we have those tournaments, we know when we have those, the gym reserved. So those 3 events are going to be over the course of a week and a half at Ventura High School. So that's when I say it's tentative, that's what I mean is, something is, I have a general idea of when things are going to be played. I just don't have the specific dates, times, or locations right now. And like I said, this will be up on our main website, but looking nice by early next week. And then, so Brad, if you wouldn't mind, please, going back to the agenda. Oh, at the bottom. The Word document. Just go ahead and please. Fantastic. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much right now. That's all I have, but we do have some special eventers, special presentations who'd like to go right now. I do apologize. I know this meeting is going a little bit later than I had meant for it to, and I apologize. There was some technical difficulties at the beginning. Right now, Sherry, correct? I'm going to have Sherry come up first, please. Sherry has an exciting community service opportunity for a lot of businesses who would like to present. So if you want to just come on up and just talk about it.
I work for Vitalant Blood Services, and we're the nonprofit blood provider to the majority of hospitals in Ventura County. We're always in need of more blood. 1 in 7 patients entering the hospital will need a blood transfusion. So I'd like to suggest that maybe be a possibility for a community service project for your company or organization. And we can bring our blood mobile to your location. We can set up inside a large room. We try to make it easy, fun, and it would be a really impactful thing to do. We're always in need of blood. We're always in need of more blood drives. So I brought some handouts over here if you want to take one that has my contact information. If you have more questions about it. For the people virtual, I could tell you my phone number so you could write it down. It's 805-477-1243. 805-477-1243. So thank you very much. I hope that you might consider a blood drive as a possible community service project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dave, if you wouldn't mind going next.
Hi everyone, I'm David Schmaling from Proforma Color Press, and I come today because I'm the one who hopefully I can print your t-shirts for you. For the last few years, we've been printing the t-shirts for the city of Ventura and corporate games, and everyone loves them. We've actually been a t-shirt printer for a few companies that won the T-shirt award as well. So, I'm an owner. I've been in business over 23 years here in Ventura. And so really, we are the go-to place for printing promotional items and logo wear. So you can not only get your logo wear through us, you can get many other things as well. We are a local company and we like to use recycled items and also sustainable inks and things like that. So you can feel good about going to someone local because we have everything that you need right here. Anyone that orders corporate game shirts through us, we do offer free artwork. So we're happy to take your logo, take the corporate games logo, and do all the setup for you. So you really don't have to do much other than give us your logo, and we can help source t-shirts for you. We have through Proforma, a national buying group, so you can get the lowest cost of t-shirts, and you have a local supplier doing your printing. So I brought a t-shirt sample with me just so you can go and get crazy with different designs and colors if you want to. Just remember, there's a lot of recognition for the t-shirt contest. So do your best, make up crazy designs if you like, and we'll be happy to print them for you. And you have a good tip. If I could tell the people listening virtually, my phone number too, it's
Post it.
805-642-7504. And that's Proforma Color Press here in Ventura. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.